How I broke free from approval addiction and found peace. My chosen one routine. How you doing, fam? You know who I am, Wealthy Westbrooks. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and join the tribe. If you've been tuned in, then you already know the vibe. Listen, I want to share with you something special, something helpful. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end, okay? Because I used to struggle with, validation, you could say, right? And not so much in the sense of, oh, will they like me, but kind of, right? And I think that's something that we all struggle with. I talk to a lot of my clients, and this is something that we talk about as a recurring theme. So I want to break through to you on how you can overcome it and how I overcame it as a chosen one. Some of the things that are going to help you get to where you need to be and become who you need to be. So the thing is, when you're constantly seeking validation and approval, right? And making sure, oh, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? What are they going to care? Are they going to like me? Like, even right now, there's people walking by, and like a lot of people will be self-conscious about doing something like this in public. But you got to get to that point where, number one, it's not even about me, right? So it's not about you. So I realized early that that's all ego, right? So I tell people, you got to drop the ego and understand that you're helping somebody, okay? And so once I dropped my ego, I started showing up more and doing the things that I knew needed to be done, regardless of how I felt, regardless of what so-and-so would say. And so I stopped caring, like, ooh, will I get the likes? Will I get the comments? Will I get the views? Ooh, you get post anxiety. This type of, addiction for approval can show up in many forms. This type of, it can form like in, when you're going out for a date, when you're going to a job, when you're talking to so-and-so, like, you're constantly seeking approval from people so much that you become addicted to the point you don't even tap into who you really are. You don't even tap into your truth. You don't even really live according to you. Look at this beautiful garden I just stumbled across. I'm definitely gonna be setting up here. And so what I want you to understand is this, chosen one. Some of the things that I had to do, let me set this camera down 1 second, okay? Listen, some of the things I had to do include really just isolating myself, right? I know as a chosen one, we isolate ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. Why? Because we have to set ourselves apart from everybody else and take time to figure out who we are, what we want, and what we value. And what we value is peace, right? But the thing is, you're a chosen one, so you have a message, right? You have a purpose. You have a purpose on this planet. And so I want you to be able to tap into that confidently. I want you to be able to express yourself confidently. I want you to get out of life what you desire from it, okay? And so in order to do that, my bad, you got to stop caring what everybody else thinks. I got a phone call that just came in. That shit got me irritated, dude. People just calling thinking they can get my time. That's another thing too. It's like, listen, you have to start having more respect for yourself and your time. And so with this, hold on, let me fix this camera angle. Bear with me, fam. Bear with me, fam. It's like, yo, when you stop approving, like getting, okay, let me put this in different words. Because when you're seeking approval from everybody else and you're addicted to it, like, you're constantly just like a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be people pleasers, okay? And so I used to be like that. Like, I used to really want to make sure, oh, people like me. But this is a long time ago. I stopped caring about that type of shit a long time ago as well. Why? Because I understood and understood, twin, that in order for me to really excel and become who I needed to be, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be, and whatever I wanted to make it. Most people are going to misunderstand you anyways. People are going to judge you anyways. Okay, so once I got clear with that, I stopped seeking approval. I stopped seeking, permission. Like, dude, I remember, like, and see, that's the thing. We're so programmed. Like, we go to school, we go to jobs. We're raising our hand. We're getting in line. We're punching clocks, and we're like so used to like seeking this. Oh, can I go now? Hey, can I take my time off? Like, you're seeking constant. Is it okay? Can I do it? Can I do it? And that's so disempowering as a chosen one, especially because we operate from our willpower. We're always ready to do shit. We're always ready to just go. And so when we feel like we're being restrained, and we feel like we're being constrained, and we feel like we're being like oppressed and suppressed, it's not a good vibe. It's not it, because freedom is our birthright, right? And so when we have to ask for freedom, or when we have to ask to do something that we should just be able to do at will, there's weird energy, right? And so I recognized like I needed to create my own world. And so I really just disassociated and detached from the world that people call reality. Not in a like psychotic, delusional way in a sense, but in a sense that it's like, I tell my clients this, we have 8 billion plus people on the planet. There's 8 billion different worldviews. I started creating my own world. I created my own brand. I created my own perspective. I tapped into source intelligence. I tapped into Christ consciousness. I asked God so many times, what am I supposed to do? Help me get to where I need to go. I showed up early. I started doing things that required sacrifice only because I knew that if I kept doing what everybody else was doing, I'm gonna be just like everybody else. These NPCs, these bots, stuck in the cog, stuck in the matrix. And I just refused to be like that, bro. I would go to work, I'd be like, this shit is whack. Like I love some of my jobs, you know? Like I remember, like they're all stepping stones, right? But it's like, I'm grateful for everything that I've done, you know, and everything that I've encountered. But you know when you overstay your welcome somewhere, whether that's a business, a relationship, a city, like you know when like it's time to go, when it's time to switch it up. And as a chosen one, we can't sit still too often, in the sense where it's like, if there's nothing moving, there's no emotion. And it gets to a point where we outgrow our environment oftentimes. And so I outgrew my city. I outgrew my environment multiple times. And so every time I saw myself outgrowing my environment, I knew that that was time to go. Instead of being addicted to being comfortable and addicted to, you know, making sure, oh, well, if I leave, what are they going to say about it? Or if I leave, then what about like, you got to follow your heart. You got to follow your consciousness. You got to go where it's ideal for you in that moment. You can't be constantly seeking the approval and the permission of other people and the acceptance of other people all the time. And some of these people, they might be the closest ones to you. They might be family members. They might be like people, your best friends. A lot of these people, they don't have your vision, chosen one. They don't have your vision. And so, understand who you're dealing with. If you are having people in your life who see your vision, yes, seek their support and their guidance. But at the end of the day, G, like you have to stop doing shit for the appeasement and for the pleasement of other people. You got to follow what's meant for you. Follow your dream. This is your life. You only get one chance. They're not going to live your life for you. And so I started doing that. I started getting real deliberate and very intentional about my life. I started writing things down. I started writing my goals. I started waking up earlier. I started inventing and creating businesses. I started taking risks. I started networking. I started creating content, posting content, regardless, because I knew what I wanted to do and who I wanted to help and what my purpose was. And I understood that the domino effect is real. I understood the process of momentum. I understood that, well, if I want X outcome, I have to put all this input in. Like input, output. I understood that there was, yes, the ability to quantum leap, right, energetically speaking, but I also knew that here on the physical world, on the 3D world, I needed to do different things. I needed to take different actions. And so that's what really helped me change and break free and find real peace and stop seeking approval from other people, because I stopped doing what everybody else wanted me to do. I stopped doing what everybody else wanted me to do and started doing what I wanted to do. And that's what I want you to do. When you do what you want to do, when you have the ability, the freedom, the blessing, the privilege to just wake up when you want, no alarm clock, you don't have to show up, put on stupid clothes and put on a face and talk to, like, when you have the ability to just do what you want to do every day without somebody telling you what to do, where to go, when you have that, that's peace. To me, that's peace. And I always wanted this. I've always craved it. And I've always knew that it was possible for me. But I couldn't just sit there and dream about it. I had to show up. I had to get on front of the camera and talk about it. I had to start taking action. And so, chosen one, I want you to understand that if you're in a position or if you're in a situation or if you're just in life right now and you're doing things because people are telling you to do it, right? And you're just doing things that like you don't want to do, hold it down, buckle down. I'm not saying don't do things that you don't want to do. Trust me, I've ate shit long enough. I ate the dirt long enough. That's why I'm shining. Because I've went through the turbulence. I've went through the turbulence. I've went through the storm. I've had the ramen noodles. I've had the freaking sandwiches with the ham. I've had the freaking paper cups and the plastic cups. I still use them just because, you know, I've just had to scrape change and go to the coin store to get a few dollars to get a McChicken. I've had to eat oatmeal. I've had to just eat nothing until later or until I got the money. I've had to wake up and go places and show up and do things that I didn't want to do just because it was just like what I had to do to survive. I've had to deal with certain people and go and cut certain places, go certain places and cut certain people off and make hard decisions just because it was made for me in that moment, not necessarily what I wanted to do. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying that in that battle, in that storm, find a way out. And the way out is to start doing the things you love, start tapping back into source, start tapping back into God, start getting creative with your visualization and find out who and really what you want your life to look like and who you want to be, and start coming up with a plan of action. Start saving your money, start cutting back. I've done the sacrifices, man. I've lived very lavishly to an extent, but I've also lived very frugally to an extent, just because I wanted to kind of make sure that no matter what, I'm content. And you need to be content no matter what in life. And you need to have that peace no matter what in life. And we often get so caught up in the race, we get so caught up in the hustle and the bustle and the grind and trying to get the next best thing that we discard our peace. We discard the moment. We discard and just lose sight of what's really important. And so throughout my journey and throughout your journey, what you want might not be what everybody else wants. And so I found oftentimes like I didn't care so much about the designer, X, Y, and Z, and all the hype and the trends. Like, you get addicted to the culture. You want to fit in, and you want people to see you a certain type of way. And you know, I had them Mercedes Benzes, and I know what it is. But at the end of the day, when you start to travel, and especially when you tap back to your roots, you understand, bro. Family, twin, sis. What's really important, what really matters. And what really matters is that you're just being your authentic self. You have a good relationship with God. You're at peace. And you put that over your popularity. If this video helps you, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Comment what you liked about the video. Let me know. You should be able to watch one of these videos right here. I'm going to put a video right here or right here. The subscribe button right here. End screen. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to you. Everything you need is in the link in the description. If you want, book a consultation. It's a Chosen One breakthrough call with me. We'll get on the call. We'll see where you're at, where you want to go. And if you're a good fit for my mentorship, I'll get you on my mentorship. I have 1-month programs, 3-month programs, 6-month programs, and a 4-year program. Depending on where you're at and what you're looking to accomplish, we can get you on the Westbrook's method. It could possibly be good for you. I also have the Authority Accelerator program. If you already are in your bag and you're hustling and you're grinding, you got a lot of money. Maybe money's not the issue. Maybe, you know, you have other, like maybe you're already making 6-7 figures, but you just have other things you need to figure out. You might be a better fit for the Authority Accelerator program. So again, get on the Chosen One breakthrough call with me. I'll figure out which one of my programs you're a better fit for, and we'll take it from there, okay, family? As always, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, blessed, and focus on success. Follow me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm going crazy. Get yourself a Chosen One's hoodie. Peace over popularity. You feel me? I designed this, so yeah.